Bonjour, bienvenue, welcome to the second tutorial for French pronunciation. This is aimed at year 7 but useful for any year group. We're going to do 6 sounds today. I'm going to run through them quite quickly, and then your examples at the end for you to practice the sounds will be all jumbled up, so a little bit more challenging this time. Okay, so the first sound that we're going to look at is the sound. You will remember if you've seen the last video that we went through the French alphabet, and the letter E in the alphabet is So that sound comes up basically whenever you don't see an E with an accent on it or letters after it. So we see it most commonly in the word je, I. But we also see it when the letter combination of EU is placed together. So EU also makes the sound for example, un peu, a bit. Okay, so that's EU or E. Have a go. Très bien. Now, the next sound is essentially not a sound. This is a lack of sound, and it is the silent consonants at the end of words in French. Now, we all know this rule. We're told it right from the get-go when we start learning French, but it's really easy to forget this, particularly when words look similar to a word in English and we would pronounce that letter in English. So we need to remember that if a word ends with a T or an S or an F or a D, these letters are almost always going to be silent. The most common thing that I can sort of tell you to help you is to think about the word ballet that we use in English, which is obviously a French word, and we never say ballet, although we write it with a T on the end. So remember your silent letters at the ends of words. Okay, next is the CH in French. Now, CH, we learn in primary school, don't we, that a CH makes the sound ch. And of course, you start learning a foreign language and that is not the case anymore, I'm afraid. So CH in French does not make the sound ch, a harsh sound, but it makes a much softer sh. As you know, the French language is a beautiful flowing language, and the sounds that are quite harsh in English, the ch and the j, which we'll come on to in a moment, are much softer. So the CH makes a sh. Have a go. Très bien. Okay, next then, as I said, the j is also a softer sound in French. So in English, where we would see GE or JE, and we would make that sound j, in French it is going to be a j, so a softer j sound. Okay, have a go. J. Très bien. All right, the next sound then is the ñ sound. Now this one is actually also really common in Spanish. They have a letter for it. They have the ñ, so the N with the squiggle on the top of it. But in French, this is written with a G and then an N. And it's obviously a very common one because we see a G and we want to pronounce that G. But it's the G in this letter combination is silent, but it makes the N sound ñ. So ñ rather than gn. And you see it very often in countries. A lot of the countries end in agne at the end. Okay, the last sound then is the tion, which in English says shun, but in French it says sion. Sion. Now we also see this at the end of words as sion, which is a similar sound but a softer at the beginning, sion. So tion sounds sion and sion sounds sion. Have a go at the first one. Sion. Très bien. And sion. Excellent. Okay, this one comes up a lot in cognates, in words that are the same in French as they are in English. A lot of our words that are cognates between English and French do end in tion or sion. So we have to be really careful and remember to pronounce that in the French way and not the English way. The most common one I can think of is station, station. So we need to be really careful that we've got that sion at the end, but also a flat a rather than a in the middle there. So station. Have a go. station. Super. Okay, très bien. Now I'm going to hold up some examples. There's a mix of all the sounds that we've just been through. You have a look and see if you can say these. Pause your screen. Bleu. Jardin. Mangeant. Natation. Allemagne. Chat. Gris. Production. Cheveux. Choix. Peu. Image. Très bien, well done. And you will have seen that some of those have a mix of sounds from today and also from the last tutorial. So I hope that you are noticing that your pronunciation is getting much better in French. Très bien, super, au revoir.